Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of El Local. Today I have a very special guest.
Special.
They're all special guests, but this one's a little bit more
I'm a
special.
guest. Let's go with that. I'm a guest.
He's a guest. Special. He's a guest. Welcome, guest. This is Mr. J. Cruz,
Yo.
and Mr. J. Cruz is someone that I've known for a while, who works in Watsonville, who's lived in Watsonville his entire life, has some great stories.
2018, right?
What?
We known each other?
We've known each other since 2018. No. Since like 2016, we worked the summer together. And then 2018 is when it kind of took off.
It all blends in.
Yes. So, and he works for special education in the local school district here, PVUSD. And he's been there for how long?
11, 12 years probably.
You're more than me, so I'm 10. So you're probably 12, 13.
2011. Do the math. 10.
12. Because I've been there since 13, so that makes...
There it is.
Yeah. And so you obviously have a lot of stories and a lot of experience, working for the school district and in special education. But before we get into that, you also have stories about growing up in Watsonville. And so you're born and raised here.
Mm-hmm.
And you've obviously seen things change a bit over the years.
Yeah.
If you were to be a young you and you were to be brought to the future now, what do you think you would say? Let's say 8-year-old Jay Cruz. And for the record, I'm going to refer to him as Cruz because that's just how we call him. We call him Cruz. So from here on out, his name is going to be Cruz. But what would you say as an 8-year-old you coming to the future and seeing how Watsonville is? What would be the first thing you'd say?
Coming to the future and seeing how Watsonville is.
The change, like everything.
There's two things, two ways that you can see it. Growing up, I did see a lot of violence.
Mm-hmm.
You did see all that. So, keep your head low. That's what I was doing when I was a kid, keeping my head low, staying away from trouble. So now that I see it now, I do see it getting better, being better. The city of Watsonville.
Yeah. So over the years, I remember too, like my growing up, there was a lot of violence. I've heard a lot of things. There were sirens all the time. There was obviously a lot of gang activity.
All the white noise.
All the white noise. Wee wee wee. That's what put us to sleep. I feel like I caught the last leg of it, growing up from like I think high school was like the last part where things were kind of sort of bad, and then it just kind of died out from there.
It's still going, but not as crazy as it was.
Yeah.
Now it's all hidden. Now it's all like cockroaches.
Right? It's like almost like not organized crime, but like
It's organized crime.
Well, yeah, it's organized crime, but it's like not as visible, because I feel like back then like things would happen in broad daylight,
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of like.
I remember, being a kid, and my parents would tell me like, don't wear red, don't wear blue. We couldn't even walk to like the store wearing red or blue. We got to walk with someone. But, sometimes I would sneak out and get the bus, go downtown at 8.
In the morning?
No, at 8 years old.
Oh, 8 years old. Okay.
It was the 80s.
Yeah. Dude.
Shit was wild.
Was it? Well, dude, like there's a lot of stories that I heard from the 80s. There, I don't want to get into, but it was wild. Like things were wild, like, with crime and all that. It's like, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. I remember one time I bought a red hat. Right, it was I forgot what my buddy wore a Cincinnati. He had a red hat too. It was a Cincinnati Reds. And I think it had an Atlanta Braves red. And we went to the buffet downtown that used to be there. I mean, we were just excited. We went. We walked from my house from Second Street, and then we walked back home. We were all excited and all that. And across the street, some guys hit us up. They're like, "What's up, Holmes?" Like, straight up, like, "What you bang?" And my buddy at the time, like, he wouldn't really walk around Watsonville. Like, he was like in one of those neighborhoods in Watsonville where, like, it's nice and all that. And so he started, like, they kind of started crossing the street over to us. And then he started freaking out, like, "Oh, man, what do you do? What do you do?" I'm like, "Just keep on walking, keep on walking." Like, and I told the guys, "Nah, bro, like, we don't bang. Like, he's white. We don't bang."
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Like, you know, all of Watson wasn't really like that.
Yeah.
Certain places.
Yeah.
You learn where to avoid
Yeah.
walking.
And it just happened to be on my street. Like, there was a mixture of red and blue. So
Yeah.
that's why growing up I saw a lot of things. But luckily we walked fast. I'm like, "Just hurry up." And then
You run.
they were kind of following us, but then and my buddy who was like freaking out, like he started kind of to tear up. "What do we do? What do we do?" And then we were walking by the Rosa Market. I'm like, go inside the market." And we walked inside, and we just kind of like, "What do we do? Just hang out, just go, pretend like you're gonna buy something." And we waited in there for a little bit until finally, like, they didn't follow us after that. But yeah.
Yeah, you learned to fight when you were a little kid.
Hmm.
Stay your ground.
Yeah.
But the difference between now and then is not crazy weapons.
This is what they had back then.
It was all fist.
It was all fist, and there was a level of respect.
Mhm.
But now it's just like the younger generations, like, dude, like, oh,
Pencils.
pencils. They'll use
Staplers.
anything. Like, there's
Social media.
yeah, like, it's like, dude, just keep it old school. Learn how to. I got a funny story. And like I told people, as this podcast evolves, you'll hear stories. But growing up, I was always a big kid. Looked older than what I looked, and so I was getting bullied in my neighborhood. I used to live over there by what they call local park apartment complexes over there. And finally, my dad's like, "You gotta stand up for yourself." And the kid, he had a family, right, that banged and all that, and was involved. So finally, my dad just threw me in the middle of the street. "Defend yourself," and I did, but I got my
Yeah.
got my ass kicked. And so, um, the kid threw me on the ground, and the guy looked at my dad. He's like, "I'm gonna kick him." And my dad's all, "Go for it." Kicked me in the face multiple times, and so I started crying and all that, and I ran home. But at the end of the day, like, it was more like you had to defend yourself, and that's what it was. You just you used your fist, and then you walked away, and that's it. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, you're right. Nowadays, it's like someone got killed, someone got hurt. It ain't what it used to be.
Right. No, I grew up over here at Manfrey Road, but it was like, dude, no, it was just like a middle of everywhere.
Mhm.
So if I really wanted to go to, let's say, the store, I had to walk if I wanted to, or I would take the bus.
Yeah.
And that's why I would always take the bus and just go and then come back and do what I got to do at 8 years old. So,
And Manfrey Road is out there, and I guess you would say the boonies,
Mhm.
the outskirts. How was it growing up there? Like, was there a lot of?
you heard things, but it was more on the opposite side of where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was at, you had to take, winding roads just to get to my house.
Yeah.
And there were a total of maybe like 5 houses, and we all knew each other.
Yeah.
So like if a car goes up there, like they would like just see who it was, because
Yeah.
it's strange.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
But we'll always get the paletero guy.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So it's fun. Yeah, just seeing all the changes. Now It's you don't hear it too much. You just hear like from crazy news, like when something actually does happen,
Yeah.
and it's all these little kids
Yeah.
trying to show themselves. So
Yeah. What has been your favorite part about the evolution, the growth of Watsonville? You know, from a younger you to it now. Like, what has been like your favorite and least favorite? You know, part of the growth.
it's a double-edged sword. I love seeing all this. You know, the new mom and pop shops that are growing up.
Mhm.
It's just that's awesome. Some of the things that they're they are the local shops. Obviously you'll see it more back in the days, but now it's just like I said, double-edged sword. The things that it's not that great is now like all those McDonald's, is Starbucks
Mhm.
that are just jumping in here,
Yeah.
and it's not even like one or two. It's like
We have
how
five.
m- how many Starbucks do we need?
Five. We have five of them. You know, we got two McDonald's.
Two,
Three.
three McDonald's,
Yeah.
two Burger King. Yeah, just all these other things. Like, are you like, come
Yeah.
on, we don't need that much.
And it sucks because like, you know, the the the, the time I took, working in this, I work in the city, and then I took some classes where they kind of taught you about, the economics and everything of all the departments in the city. It doesn't matter who you are if you have the money to put up for a business, you could do it. Like it don't matter. Like you could have like the funds, and you could, if they wanted to open up another McDonald's here, like they would do it if they have the money, and they can't deny it. You know, you got the revenue, and just they'll approve you.
Yeah,
So it kind of sucks. I would say this too, taco shops, taco trucks.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love tacos, but like it's almost like they're everywhere too. I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is like, switch it up. Maybe I want like a gyro taco truck, a gyro truck, something different. I mean, for those who don't know, Cruz and I love to eat. You can kind of tell a little bit, and so we started doing some food vlogs a while back ago, and I have those. You guys could check them out on my personal Instagram, eg__77.
What do we do? One or two?
We did. The first one we did was the chicken sandwich
Mm-hmm.
from Hot Birds.
Yeah.
Was it
The hype of it.
the hype when it first came back, or came out? Excuse me. Um, we were like, let's record a video and just like describe what we're eating. It was with
At
us
work.
at work on our lunch with our other coworker, and then we did another one with the taco truck,
Mm-hmm.
the chilangina.
That one was not at work.
That was off hours. I think he got mad because I ordered like two of everything. It was like 20 tacos.
And they were all the same, just different ingredients.
Yeah, meats. The tacos. We have the meats. So, and I want to bring that back eventually. You know, eating some food, reviewing it. Probably bring this guy on board. Be my food vlogger guy.
Always down.
So, can you tell he cannot deny any food?
Can't deny it.
Yeah. So, growing up in Watsonville, like you said, you've seen a lot of things. What led you to be um, working for the school district? And, I know we're fast forwarding a lot, but like I said, like this is about people who work in the local
Right, right, right.
areas, and so what led you to work for the school district?
All right. So when I graduated, I okay. So I've been working since you know, Latino family. They're always
Mm-hmm.
going to the fields. They'd
Mm-hmm.
rather take me to work instead
Mm-hmm.
of paying for daycare or camps,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know there were like camps and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Basketball, baseball. So I would go work with them. They'll have me do menial things, but you know, a lot of cool things that came out of that too. Like I was able to drive the tractor, from
Mm-hmm.
driving the tractor to driving the cars,
Yeah.
all at a good old age of 10.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I had my little hunting rifle that would go around, you know, you know, scaring away the pest, and all of that led for me working up to the age of 18, and then or once I hit 18, I didn't want to be working in the fields no more.
Yeah.
It's tiring work. I don't want to do that. So graduated, you know, went to Cabrillo, but at the same time, it was like, just used to working all the time. So started working at Ross,
Mm-hmm.
and then did that for like a year or two. Applied at Burger King for a year or two, and then moved my way up to Elixir.
Elixir, what is that?
Elixir is the Coors Lights, the competition of Budweiser
Really?
over there. Yeah.
Is it still a thing? Or
I
is
don't
it
know if it's still there. Maybe.
Elixir?
I don't know. But I started working there for like, I want to say, didn't even make my 6 months mark. You know, I was working their graveyards, and just a big change from working at nights to and sleeping in the mornings, and then just a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Driving home in 2004, I got in a car accident, and then I had to take a good
Good time off.
year or two
Yeah.
off. And luckily, my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, she stood by my side and helped me out. And when she started working at the district, so when there was opening, she told me, "Hey, you can work in over here
Mm-hmm.
doing this as an IA." And I just shoot my shot. Why not? Let me apply.
Yeah.
And they hired me.
Nice.
I know, right? They hired me.
And he's still with them.
Yeah, still with them. I went in as an AI. I got training. Well, went in as an AI. They
IA.
IA.
Yeah. So an IA is an instructional assistant.
So they gave me a kid walking in, and apparently he was a higher step kid, a BT kid.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm new, they're like, just throw him in there.
Yeah.
Throw him
Yeah.
with the wolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I felt.
Yeah. Um.
Um,
In our profession, we are called BTs, which is behavior technicians. So we deal with a lot of behaviors.
yeah, IEPs.
Um, there's a lot of kids that have different needs, and usually the BTs are like that support, that strong support, the last support.
Uh-huh.
You know.
So helping out a kid that was a BT kid, not knowing anything what I need to know, just going off of what the logics of it. Helped him out. He made friends. He started playing baseball. He did a big turnaround,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the higher ups like that. Were surprised that this guy was able to handle a BT
Yeah.
kid. So and then one of them asked me like, "Hey, do you want to be a BT because you were doing a BT
Yeah. Yeah.
job?" And I was like, "Sure." And they gave me
Position.
they gave me the position. I didn't even have to apply.
Nice.
They're like, "Bam, here you go."
Okay.
So from there, I started, doing that type of work and learning, about de-escalations and behaviorals.
Mm-hmm.
So which, you know, led me to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm. When you first started, what was your expectation going? Like, what was, you know, did you expect it to be a certain way? Did you have a certain image of what the position was? Did you know it was going to be special education? Like,
When I first went in, they had me with 4 kids. 2 hours here, 2 hours there, and 2 hours there. So 4 kids. So I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, if the kid's doing something not safe, then I'll call him out on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's doing positive things, call him out on it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And then little by little, like I was mentioning, they started teaching me about like positive engagement, just looking at all the good and
Yeah.
avoiding the bad unless it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Then call them out on it. Hey, when you did this, not cool. Let's do this instead.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure about the expectations just because I wasn't sure about what I was supposed to do in my role.
Yeah.
So, but now,
It's like
yeah,
it's like second nature.
now it's second nature.
Yeah.
Now it's second nature. But
What
yeah,
a what a how has that changed, right? When you first came in to now, because you've seen a lot of evolution, from how they do things,
uh
right? As far as trainings and everything. Because I remember when my brother was, yeah, I have a brother who was in special education, and I remember my dad always having to go pick him up for every little thing that he was doing. He wasn't even violent. It's just like, oh, he tried to like go to the bathroom, restrain.
try to.
He didn't want to do his homework, or he didn't want to do his work, restrain. You know,
That was part of the thing back in the
mhm,
days. If I don't know about the going to the bathroom and restraining, but uh, yeah, they try to keep him safe, depending on what the kid is. Um, but I've always went in with if I don't have to if I don't have to touch him,
mhm,
that's a win for me.
yeah,
So yes, I did see it, but when you go into different programs, you know,
because every kid is different.
yeah, every kid's different.
Every situation is different.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so that back in the days, as in when I first started, I would see it, but then I wouldn't be a part of it just
Hmm.
because I didn't have the training
Yeah,
until they gave me the training.
yeah.
But then after seeing the training at that time, ProAct I think it was,
I don't remember.
yeah, just the way that was the restraint and is the last resort of
Hmm.
what to do. And then now with the new training is it's only in dangerous situations when you
Yeah.
have to restrain.
Hmm.
If a kid wants to run into the cars, you have to
Yeah.
hold on to him. So
Yeah.
again, they show you how to hold on and where to hold on. Obviously, you're not gonna grab his wrist, But if a dangerous situation, you're gonna grab anything,
Yeah.
you know.
So for those who are watching, so we because we work in special education, they train us to de-escalate situations. Kids, a kid, and we do this training every year, and they teach us to like, okay, well, what's happening? What is a kid? So it's about communication, right, and building that rapport with kids first. And if we don't have that relationship with the kids, that rapport in the classroom, and outside, like in the field, the playground, then those things become hard. But like I said, it's the last resort. So, um, the way they've taught us the de-escalation, is it better now? And is there ways that you can improve on it?
I mean, it's better than what it was
Yeah,
when I first started.
yeah, yeah.
So I myself went to go take some classes, some early childhood education,
Hmm.
and with that, I incorporated what strategies I can do too at school because every kid's different, right? You have elementary kids they don't even know. they just are dealing with their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So they just want no impulse, just bam, bam, bam. So you figure that out, like, oh, this kid just can't sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's one. What kid, 1 year old's
Yeah.
gonna? I mean, sorry, first grade is going to sit down. No one's gonna sit down in first grade. So more options to be outside. Hey, let's go kick the ball. Hey, let's go catch.
Yeah.
Tire them out. Oh, you can do some math. All right, let's do some math real quick.
Yeah.
3 problems. Cool. Let's go. So, and the difference between that and high school, obviously, that they're in touch with their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, right there, you don't have to. It's just consequences.
Yeah.
You give them directions. You can choose to do it or not.
Yeah.
So they choose not to do it. They don't graduate.
Have you, you went from like 1 year old, one first grader to high school. Have you worked in all the levels?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I think I've worked for elementary schools more than high school
Mm-hmm.
and more than middle school. So elementary, I don't know why they like me working with little kids.
Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite? I mean, if you had a preference.
Dude, I like working with I like to talk to kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can talk to them and they're able to understand
Mm-hmm.
and have a conversation, I like doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a little kid, so right now I have a 6 going on 7 years old. So I want to I want to hang out with him and spend my energy with him.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working at elementary, all my energy was going with the other kids, and when I get home, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't focus on my kid, which is this is his
Mm-hmm.
time for him to
Yeah.
shine and learn. So I like working with the high school kids, just because you can, let them know something, give them options,
They're more receptive in a way.
consequences. That's
Mhm.
all it is.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I've worked with many people who have kids, and they work with that population as the same age as their children at home, and the majority of them kind of just say the same thing. Like I feel like it takes away from my kid because I'm dealing with that age group so much, and when I get home, I gotta still deal with it, and it becomes like a negative thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that they're taken away from their children because they put all their energy into other kids, and so I think I agree with you. Like the high schoolers, middle school, even, you could have a conversation with them, because they're heading into the real world,
Yeah.
and we worked with many kids um, that have you've seen the change,
Mm-hmm.
um, what is a highlight for you, since working in this position?
The highlight for me.
What is a highlight for you? What gets you up in the morning? You
So-
know?
I was working with kids um, that couldn't handle their emotions. So that's where we met. So seeing them able to realize, like, oh man, like I am messing up. I don't want to do this. Seeing that's obviously the goal for everyone. But one of those, coming back to what you said, there was a kiddo. I think he might still be going to school. I'm not sure. He might be a senior. I don't know. He just didn't want to do anything. Just wherever he would go, he would just sit down, not do anything, and it's
Mhm.
fine. And I would get there, try to engage him in playing some games with him, and sometimes he would, sometimes he won't. So realizing that, like he just, what's happening? Like how can I help him out?
Mhm.
And, he just didn't want to. He just wanted to beat his brother.
Yeah.
He wanted to be like better than his brother. I'm like, okay. So then after when he told me that, then I started, the way that I got to him was, okay, your brother, you know, guys are almost in the same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's your competition, dude. How can you beat him
Mm-hmm.
to be better than him? For some reason, like, he just flipped it and he's like, and just seeing his eyes just like widen up. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. He started engaging. He started doing work. He started going outside. He started doing like
Mm-hmm.
the typical, I want to say, age
Yeah.
thing. And his brother was like 2 years older than him. And so lighting a fire in his ass, dude, and he just started engaging,
Yeah.
being successful, going through the process, graduating the program before his
Mm-hmm.
brother, and then
Mm-hmm.
incorporating him back into the mainstream
Yeah.
classrooms, dude.
And that's all it takes, you know. And that's I agree with you. Like those are the victories, and those are the things that make it worthwhile. And I will be honest, like we deal with a lot of things, you know, because we have to wear multiple hats in our position. You know, by technical terms, we're not teachers; we're paraprofessionals. But I think that's BS. You know, because there's when people ask me like, "Oh, are you a teacher?" Yeah, I am a teacher.
We teach him life.
We teach them life. We teach them skills that they need, you know, in the classroom and outside in the real world. You know, we may not have credentials, you know, but it doesn't matter, you know. And like I said, we wear multiple hats. Sometimes we're the teacher. Sometimes we're like a friend. Sometimes we're like a parent. Sometimes we have to be an authority figure, you know. Um, and sometimes, majority of the time, the negative outweighs the positive. And what I mean by that is that we go through a lot of roller coasters of emotions and a lot of um, not I would say hardships, but just like a lot of we deal with a lot of stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of behaviors, a lot of everything that comes with that, because kids go through X, Y, Z things, But that one moment, that one, uh, like you said, just that one thing that kind of just switches the script,
Yeah.
it makes it worthwhile. It makes going through everything, you know, worthwhile. You know.
Yeah. Dude, I got another story with the middle school kid.
Yeah.
All right, going into middle school kid, um, realizing he had an explosion in him,
Mm-hmm.
like bam, every single time the room would be turned upside down, and I was like, what the heck? Like, how can I help this guy out?
Mm-hmm.
It's my first thought. How can I help this guy out? And talking to him, realizing that essentially he was homeless,
Mm-hmm.
like with his mom, obviously, but they were sleeping in the car.
Yeah.
Couldn't get a place to stay. And I'm like, oh, this guy, like, okay. And the reason that I found that out was when I would take my lunch and I would eat it because I would eat my food when they're eating. Even though they provided lunch
Yeah.
there, he wouldn't eat that food.
Yeah.
He was like, ah, dude. So he would just be like, hey, Cruz, da 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 da.
Just for the record,
Cruz.
school food is not the best,
They say it's the healthiest.
but it ain't.
Mm-mm.
So
It's mystery meats.
yeah.
So he would just be like hanging out with me, and I'm like, dude, why is this guy hanging out with me? Which I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. But in my head, I'm like, okay, what's up? Oh, is that blah 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 blah? Are you having blah blah blah? And I'm like, okay, this guy's probably hungry. So what I started doing is I started packing double lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take my lunch, and then he would come up to me and talk to me. And I hate to use food as a motivator because you shouldn't use food as motivator, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever works. And I would let him know, like, dude, give me a positive day, and I'll bring you lunch.
Yeah.
And that right there, boom, giving him just an extra lunch.
Yeah.
And he would just, give me a positive day. The next day, here's your lunch.
Yeah.
That again, light a fire in his ass. He started changing it around.
Yeah.
He ended up finding they ended up getting a house or whatever place they're staying at, and they stayed there for like a long time.
Yeah.
So when I found out that they actually found a place, I spend my money to go get him so he can be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Get him a blanket, a pillow,
Yeah.
a stuffed animal. Well, here you go, dude.
Yeah.
And so when I was still there, the same rules have applied. You're having a positive day,
Yeah.
that positive day, and so then when I got moved, because he had his own little place now, Mom was actually cooking for him and taking food home
Yeah.
with him. So that kept on going.
Yeah.
Graduated, went to his graduation.
Nice.
So he was surprised to see me.
Yeah.
He didn't know I was gonna see him.
I was like,
Surprise.
Yeah, and that's a great thing, like those changes, those little behaviors that we work on, and it sucks because, like I said, sometimes it's hard,
So sorry to interrupt, but and then you also get the opposite sides where the kids don't want to engage and don't want to do anything, and like as much as I try to help them out, they get no response, and it's like even the smallest things, and nope, and it's just going negative, 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 and I have a strong belief of like your surroundings, that's what you're taking in. So if like the kiddo is negative, at what point can I just say like, all right?
Well, I believe that, it's like I said, it's all about building a rapport with kids, and you're right. Like you may try everything, in your hand to build that rapport to, make a kid's day, and it doesn't work. I don't think it's because you didn't try, or it just takes that certain person, right? Because growing up too, right, you had a relationship with different teachers, compare, every relationship was different. Some teachers you opened up to more, and you had a better relationship. Other teachers, it's like, it just depends, and I remember we had a kid that we worked with who was very, very difficult, you know, um, would throw rocks and just have outbursts, you know. But I recently seen them again, in middle school, and they're so calm. I don't know what it is. It's sometimes it's just age, right? They have to grow up. Um, I have some battle scars from over the years.
Yes, you do.
Okay, and I have to share one, which was no way possible, right? So we were dealing with a behavior, and I was the guy, taking lead on it, and from a distance, kid was throwing rocks, right? Just chucking rocks at us. We had a cardboard, you know, shield, and just chucking them, blocking them, blocking them.
When you say distance, how far was he?
It was about 15 yards, 20, 15 yards.
So first base.
First base.
You're in home. He's in first base.
Yeah, so just chucking them. And so he gets a rock, and he curves it, right. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. I got the shield, blocked it, right. There's no way. It comes, and then at its highest point, it just dips, and it misses the cardboard, but it hits me where the sun don't shine, and that hurt. And I was too prideful to like ask for help. And so it took me like 20 minutes, my guys. I need to switch out. And they was just in pain. That's just the beginning. So that was one kid. That same week later, another kid, same thing. It's kind of like the monkey see, monkey do, right? They copy each other's behaviors, because they want to, be accepted with each other. Again, throwing rocks. Same thing. Chucks a rock. I go to block it. Hits its highest peak. Then it comes down. I kid you not. It hit me in the exact same spot. The exact same spot. What are the odds? Two different kids, two different rocks. It hitting me where the sun don't shine at the exact same spot. And I got scared, dude, because I had to report it, obviously, and they sent me to the doctor, and I had to get an MRI, on it, and
as a result, you can't have kids.
no, no, but it was funny because they showed me, and yeah, they sure enough, like, dude, there was like the doctor said, yeah, dude, you got like a centimeter, millicentimeter, like, cyst or something, or something that, a bruise. And I'm like, dude, the odds of that happening. But they grow out of it, and then I've seen those kids again now, like in middle school, and I'm like, dude, they're completely calm.
Yeah, now he's a really good football player, right?
Yeah, they're.
If you're talking about the same kid, yeah, he's a football player.
Yeah. But I think the work that we do is great, and it's not appreciated.
I like it. I dig it.
We have our good days, we have our bad days, but at the end of the day, it's fun, especially when you have great people to work with.
Yeah.
And we've worked with, we were together for 2 years I mean, we were friends, but we spent about 2 years working together. And then doing that while being friends, it's just like, it just makes things so much better. Mm-hmm. And then we had our other friends too, shout out to Delaney, if you're watching or hearing this. And so let's just say that we were working so great and so good together that they eventually had to move us because we were the A team and they couldn't handle the fact that friends were working together and getting the job done,
Yeah.
Which leads me to that conversation, like, what how do you see it's a very, I don't know how to start this conversation because it could be a sensitive conversation for whoever listens. Mm-hmm. But do you feel appreciated,
your ears, guys? Cover your ears.
Do you feel appreciated in your job title, in your position?
There's times that I do, and there's times that I don't. There's time. It all depends on who's higher up. Mm-hmm. Like if they understand the process of what they went through, and it's almost the same, then yes, they'll help us out.
Because I feel like we get a lot of, like I said, we're underappreciated, and you don't have the degree to back up whatever you're doing. So why should we pay attention to you?
Well, I do everything. The stuff that I do, I keep track of by data. Mm-hmm. So every single time when they ask me a question, I let them know, okay, where is this data coming from? How do you want me to track this data? Because they can tell me one thing, but if it's not trackable, I'm not doing it. Mm-hmm. Because we don't know if it's happening or not.
So when you say trackable, what do you mean? And data, what do you mean?
How many times does the kid get up? Mm-hmm. How many times does he cuss you out? You know, that's part of the IEPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many times, if we're doing something and if it's in the IEP and if they're successful, that's data. So you
Mm-hmm.
track it down.
Yeah.
So if I can track it down, so when they come up to me and be like, well, have you tried this? Like, I just show them the data. Everything's on the data.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have I tried it? It's not on the data. I'm not trying it until it's on the data.
Yeah.
So that this way it avoids room for error. I mean, there's going to be error, right?
Yeah.
But it avoids them saying, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
You did because it's on the data.
Yeah.
So I'm trying this out and it's not working. So do you want me to continue it
Yeah.
or not? So that's why I've gone that route. Because, again, when I first started, it was all word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I would do something and then it would come back not great, well, why did you do that? And you told me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't. Okay. So after you gone that route, no, you didn't, then you start taking data.
So you're saying that, when you would get instruction,
Mm-hmm.
right? You were asked to do it, and I mean, it's your first job, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
not your first job, but you're
You don't
you're
know.
fresh to this job, and you don't know, and they ask you to do something,
Yeah.
and they come around and tell you, "No, I didn't ask you to do
Yeah.
that," you know.
Yep.
That's difficult,
Yeah.
and I personally sometimes feel like that kind of still goes on, where it's like word of mouth.
That's why you have to keep data.
Yeah.
This way, when they say one thing, and if it's not on an email,
Mm-hmm.
you're not bound to doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's not on email.
Yeah. Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they they tell you to do something, or they request something, or they and then they just kind of back up and just like, wait a
Oh,
second.
come on, baby. You're the scapegoat.
Yeah.
They can't do it because they can get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But if they ask you to do it and you're a fool doing it, oh, the higher ups told me that. No, we didn't. I don't remember saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall doing that.
Yeah.
Then you're screwed.
Yeah.
But if it's on the data, if it's on an email,
Yeah.
they can't back off.
Mm-hmm.
So then they'll be the scapegoat.
So, would you say that is a difficult aspect of your job? Um,
Communication.
Communication. How is communication in your field, in our field?
Again, it comes back to if the higher ups have done this, if they've been teachers, if they
Mm-hmm.
were teachers, if they were behaviorists, and they know the struggles that you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're not, then they're going off of assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ask you to, oh, let's try this. Tried it.
So if someone came in, right, as mid management, right, or as management, fresh out of college,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 5 years, right, when they got their bachelor's, they got their master's in childhood development or something like that, and you've been obviously in the game for 12 years, 13, 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
and they come in and tell you, I want to do this, I need you to do this, this, and this and that. Send you an email and everything.
Mm-hmm.
How do you respond? Like they're fresh out of college. This is their first job.
So first off, you go off of what that email is. So if they're telling you, we're going to try this, we're going to try that, we're going to try that. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's already on email. Bam,
Mhm.
bam, bam. Then you start your data again, right? You start data.
Even though you've done this.
Even though I've done it,
Mhm.
I know it's not going to work. So I can present to them the data that hasn't to the data that has.
Mhm.
But again, every kid is different. Maybe
Yeah.
this kid might do this.
Yeah.
So, but if it's on the email, then you go at it.
Yeah.
And I like to do a nice, good old 30 days
Mhm.
and then present to them the data. Like, should we still do it? Should we
Mhm.
not? And then sometimes it's like, it's not working.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up.
Has there ever been a moment or a time where you're just you're just kind of like undermined, kind of like you're dismissed, you know.
When they're having meetings,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't go into the meetings.
Yeah.
I'll just go into, if I do go into the meetings, it's like to present to them my data that I
Mhm.
collected, and then just to simplify it,
Mhm.
and then after that, they'll, okay, you're good.
Yeah.
Bam, walk out. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, what I'm trying to say is like, um, we're kind of going back to like what it's like being appreciated, not appreciated. Being valued, not being valued, being overlooked.
I mean,
You
we don't
know.
have the credentials,
Yeah.
so we're no one.
Yeah.
We're the scapegoat, and we're the muscle, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
So.
We're the pawns.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
and it's difficult because, like I said, like we wear multiple hats and we're in the trenches. We see things that people don't see. And when we present to management or mid management, it's like they don't believe us.
Mhm.
You know, and
I think once you present the data, they
yeah,
they have to believe you
yeah,
because it's there.
yeah.
So again, I've been doing it for a minute. I got screwed over a bunch of times. So
Hmm.
once I started doing the data, that's where it's like,
And
mhm.
this, I think this goes for everyone, right, across the board in anything, right? Um, Always
Mhm.
keep record of everything, and I always tell people too, like because I've learned from Cruz over the years, and um, I guess you could say I model my game after you because everything that he's been through. He taught me, and we experienced a lot of things together. Things that we didn't agree on. That sometimes were not beneficial, and for the kid.
Mhm.
The kids that we work with. But always keep track of everything, right? Emails, documentation. Because I had a moment too, um, in where I had higher up literally lie to me, you know. Um, and it was funny because I was working summer school one year. This is the last time I ever worked summer school. After that, I'm not working no more. Um, where we had a teacher who uh, was there for like the first week. Then they got sick for like 2 weeks, and everyone in my class, like staff wise, like, what do we do? What do we do? So me, as a person that I am, doing it for the kids, I took lead. I took role. I started running the class. And then after like the couple weeks would go by, one of the higher ups was like, uh, came, stopped by the school, and then just kind of briefly, they're like, "Oh, hey, I heard you're um, taking over the class. Good job. That's what like we like to see." And I'm all like, "Hey, uh, do I get a raise? Do I get a paid more?" And then they're like, "No, but at the time it was we're working 4 hours, right? Summer school is 4 hours, and then some people would get 8 hours depending on the position." But she made a comment like, maybe we could up your hours, you know, uh, from like 4 hours to like 6 hours, right?
Carrot on the stick.
Yeah, carrot on the stick. I'm like, okay. And then she said this, in person. So when I went to go hit her up and I did an email, you know, oh, I never said that. That's illegal. We can't do that, you know. And it's just like, what the heck.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the kids were out of a teacher, and there's a lot of things that happen that are just kind of like sketchy because there's laws, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen things that
So
they get away with.
check this out. The I started doing this before, well, my data, right? So the reason I got into checking data was I was at a school. We had a teacher. He left. So the kids were like, it was just run by, it was run by other teachers there at the school that were on their prep period in our classroom. So basically, we were running the ship.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a teacher, and this guy was, he was something else. He wasn't really focused with our kids. He wasn't engaging too much with our kids. Just focusing on just taking them outside and do little sports with them.
Yeah.
Um, and then it evolved to, well, if you don't like it, the teacher telling to the students, if you guys don't like it, fight about it. So he was encouraging the kids to get in a fight.
Dang.
So once, we took our program, we took our, what is that one called that the Safety Act, not the Safety Pro Act, but
The safety
the thing
care.
that they make us do every year.
Safety care.
Safety? No,
No.
it's the one where like.
Oh, mandated reporter.
Yes.
Okay.
So they had us do a mandated reporter. So we're seeing all the stuff. All the stuff are seeing that. We're like, what the heck? That's not cool. That's not cool. No emails, just word of mouth. And we went up to the principal. We let him know. Did the teacher get a talking to? Yeah. Did he kept doing it? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What ended up happening? He just got moved.
Yeah.
So, and I felt like we did our part.
Yeah.
Onto stopping it. Did it stop? Yeah. Did we get a new teacher? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
We went the whole year without any teachers, without any support, except for the teachers that are doing their prep period, which is
Yeah. This is
yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't doing really much.
They weren't engaging with the kids. The kids are
Legally they had to be there just
Yeah.
because to protect everyone's asses in the schools. So after explaining it to the principal and that it wasn't cool, the principal got moved. He didn't get fired. He just got moved, right? Because he was doing some shady things too. So the reason why I started taking data and tracking emails and sending emails was because even though this guy, the principal and the teacher, they're still working.
Yeah.
And to me, I did my part to protect the kids, but I hope it doesn't happen. He's doing it to the other kids too.
Yeah.
The hazing and everything.
Why is that? I feel like
A lack of teachers being around. I don't know.
we there's a lot of things that happen, and I got a story. I've heard a story of someone putting their hands on kids, in the sense of like they checked them. I heard a story where not authority figure, a school employee grabbed the kid and pushed him against the wall.
Dang.
They never got fired. I've heard things. Again, being in the classroom with no teacher, which is legally by law there used to be a teacher in there, and there's not. Why is it that things happen, and why do they get away with it?
Because they don't talk about it. Because they're not making noise about it. They think that, let's just keep it how it is.
So then, what needs to get done for these
Emails.
voices?
Emails.
Yeah.
Don't be inside the classroom with the kids. That's my number one rule. If my teacher calls in and there's no sub, I'm not stepping a foot in the classroom. I'll send that email. Like, hey, there's no teacher. I'm not being in here. I'll take my student or the kids that aren't with me, and we'll just go hang out under the camera.
Yeah.
So if anything happens, I got the camera looking at me, nothing else.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's been a lot of stuff too. Like, I don't want to get into too much detail, but there was an incident um, in one of the high schools a couple years ago, and uh, the principal didn't get fired. They just got moved.
Mm-hmm.
And something in that degree,
Higher up in the chain.
you know. And so, if someone out there's watching, like, answer that for me. Why is it that people with power, people with degrees, they get away with things? And
Well, maybe to clarify, not just get away with it, they get promoted
promoted, yeah.
because that's what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
They were principal, got promoted to something else, teaching other teachers how to be safe,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's man. I don't know. I feel like we're spilling the beans here.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
you're gonna get fired.
maybe but like I said, like this is why I started this show, to have these conversations with people like you, right? That are in the trenches, that have the experience, that are not being appreciated, that get overlooked,
Yeah,
because this is raw, this is real, this is our experience, this is our life, this is
Yeah.
our reality, and I'm pretty sure if these higher ups, they have a conversation like this, they'll try to avoid it. They'll be like, unfortunately, they'll just try to deter the topic,
Mm-hmm.
But someone like us, someone like you, we're gonna have these conversations. We're gonna be real about it,
Mm-hmm.
because we love what we do. We want to see these kids succeed. We want to see these kids come out in life.
Do I want to be a teacher? Do you want to be a teacher?
No,
Absolutely not.
no.
Hell no.
We have seen so many things, uh, and I've been asked that, right? Oh, you want to become a teacher? Nope. You know,
I got too much respect for the teachers
you know,
to be a teacher.
yeah. And so, it's teachers are underpaid. Uh, employees in the district are underpaid.
They do a lot of work.
I think, and you know what, like, again, I might get some slack for this, but I love teachers, right? I've had my share of teachers growing up that have made an impact in my life that I respect, dearly. Um, but the classified employees, the lunch ladies, the yard duties, the paraprofessionals, the office people, people that are not certified, they are the real heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are the ones that, if for whatever reason there are no teachers on campus, they whatever, we can run the school.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's not that I have no respect for the teachers. You guys are underpaid. I love you guys, but if all those employees, the bus drivers, the lunch ladies, the paraprofessional, the office, if one day, and this is across the board in all of America, if they didn't show up to work one day, the school would not run.
Mm-hmm.
It would be shut down because the teachers wouldn't do it.
No.
The teachers wouldn't go fix lunches. The teachers wouldn't take attendance and do the office stuff. They wouldn't. They wouldn't check the temperatures.
It's not in their job description.
It's not in their job description. And you respect that. Respectfully. You got to do what you got to do. But if teachers were all gone for one day, the school will still run.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why this show is to highlight and get to know those people.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
First time you go to a school,
Uh-huh.
who do you make friends with? First time.
I feel like this is a trick question because it depends.
No, no trick.
The people you work with.
Yeah, but who? Who do you go and start hanging out with first?
The office ladies.
Okay. Cool. I go to cafeteria ladies.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I go to them first, introduce myself. This is what I do. If you need any help, let me know.
Free snacks.
I mean, not just for me, but for the kiddos, because like they'll give the snacks to the
Yeah.
kiddos. But if you're like cool with them, I'll be like, hey, we got extras. Go for
Yeah.
it. I'm like, all right,
Okay.
your kids take home, and then I becomes friends with the janitors,
Mm-hmm.
because like if you need trash or if you need something to be taken out,
Oh, the janitors. The janitors put in work.
Mhm.
Custodians. Yeah, I got where I work. The custodian. They start early. They're in there at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was having a conversation with him one time. The school that I work with, he went to school there in elementary, and I'm like, dang. I'm not saying that he was old, but that's pretty cool. You work at the place that you grew up and went to school to.
aren't we doing that?
Yeah, we are.
We are doing that.
Yeah,
I see the changes, right? That's why we're doing this, because we see the changes.
Yeah.
We know where it's going.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's cool, and I've had a. I think that would be the person I'd make friends with, custodians.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cool because I get there early and he already has the classroom open for me. He's like,
Yeah.
ready to go, Eddie. I'm like, dude, thanks, appreciate it. Shout out to Randy. You know, um, so
Cafeteria ladies, custodians, and then the tech guys. Get
yeah.
that computer up and running.
Yep. Need some help. I recently accidentally deleted, like I said earlier to you on our way up here, deleted all my photos on my computer. And the first person that I went was to the computer guy on site, and I was like, dude, I need some help. And he gave me some help, and actually I got to figure that out later, get my pictures back, So yeah, this show is for them, for those underappreciated, undervalued people that go underneath the radar.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We appreciate you.
we appreciate you guys. So yeah, I mean, it's a journey.
So, what questions have you? What changes have you seen recently about the in Watsonville?
In
I should say?
Watsonville, man, I mean, I guess you could say all the new buildings. You know, there's
Mm-hmm.
more properties with buildings. I mean, I remember where the Target shopping center is, where that was all dirt. Downtown Watsonville, it was all dirt. I forgot I had an alarm.
Oh, it stopped it.
Okay.
Round dose.
Round two. Yeah. Audio wise, it's still going, but video wise, I forgot I had a Sunday alarm to wake up at 9 o'clock.
You're welcome.
I know. But yeah, no. I mean, I remember when the old library was there, where Capri was at.
Mm-hmm.
Just the new infrastructure, and the old infrastructure that I remember.
Do you think that Watsonville's getting gentrified?
Yes.
How so?
It's becoming more commercial. And again, like I said earlier, if you have the money,
Mm-hmm.
you can build. We have a new. I don't want to say their names, but well, there's more Starbucks
Coming in?
probably.
Ugh,
We have a Chipotle.
disgusting.
We have a Jersey Mike's. We have um we don't cater to the community members. We make things difficult for them. Um over the past couple years, I've had I've met people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Missouri. I'm from Oklahoma. We moved here." You know, or hey, I'm from Santa Cruz. We moved here because
They're starting to come
they're
over here,
starting to
right?
come over here because well, it's all expensive. So San Jose is coming to Santa Cruz coming to
Mm-hmm.
Watsonville.
Mm-hmm.
People from Watsonville are
Leaving.
leaving to like inland, the valley. You
Laters.
know,
Laters. All this
so
shit
it's
like
just
that.
like, yeah, I think it is being gentrified. I don't think it's being catered to the people who have been here. You know, and if they are here still, I mean, dude, they're struggling, living paycheck to paycheck. You know,
It's because they want to live paycheck to paycheck.
that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true, but
So
still,
yes, it's getting gentrified, but dude, like sometimes we just need a little change.
no, no, I agree.
Look at all the stuff that has left Watsonville.
Hmm.
All the I want to say the bad things
Yeah,
have left.
that's true.
Like you don't hear it all the time now. You got people actually walking, wearing what they want to wear,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like I feel comfortable going to the park and having my kids play while
Well,
I'm
like you
just hanging
said,
out.
it's a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
like, yeah. I mean, yes, it's getting gentrified, but like, dude, just just a little
no,
makeup helps out.
no, no. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. You know, I had. Have you had Jersey Mike's yet?
No.
Okay, so it's that new
Mm-hmm.
sandwich
I know
spot.
where you're at.
Yeah.
I go to the Habit, dude.
Okay,
Whatever.
but I've never had it, and I had it, and it's freaking amazing.
Mhm.
So, yes, little changes.
There
Food.
changes. See,
Um,
how many other Jersey Mike's are gonna open up?
Probably just that one in the area.
Excuse me.
But the point is that, for example, so in that location, right, there was places for rent, right? People could open up a business, whatever, right? And the gym that I go to, they were looking, obviously to expand,
Mm-hmm.
at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and the owner told me how much they were charging because he looked into it. The spot, $20,000 a month.
Damn.
So yes, there's a lot of positives, but like for someone who is from the area that wants to open up
Yeah,
something,
that's what's hard.
it's hard. You know, I mean, we have our old on Freedom, our old Kmart. They're building
Another store.
another Mexican store
Dude. Are you kidding me?
of it's called Vallarta. And just for the record, this
No.
is not this is not promotion or anything. This is just like, I'm not giving them no love or anything. But it's like that's gonna take away from the mom and pop shop
Yeah.
like local markets that we have here. You know,
And to me, I feel that that's what Watsonville wants because they could easily say, "Nah, dude, we already have so much Starbucks. We already have so much McDonald's. You know, we need some more activities.
Yeah.
Like let's start promoting the activities and not like more food things. Why don't they do? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Why wouldn't they do like an activity thing there?
So
Mini
so
golf.
so and like I was saying earlier, that I took this class, this program class, a couple years back in 2018, 19, called the Watsonville Academy. And what it was is that they took you around. It was every 2 weeks. They took you to every single department in the city, and they told you how they operate. You got to learn, right, all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, being involved in the city, going to like city council meetings and kind of being involved, right? I learned a thing or two. Like I said, it takes someone with money to open up something here. So it's not so much the city. To a degree, like I said, I think they make it difficult. Yes, they make it difficult.
It's not up to the city.
It's not up to, yeah. Um, but I have, let's say I want to start a business here in Watsonville,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say I have $350,000 in revenue to just invest,
Mm-hmm.
right? And there's this property. If I put my bid in, but then someone else also puts their bet in, but they got like $5 million, they're gonna give it to them.
Of course, because they're gonna get more money in
'Cause,
taxes and everything. Right?
yeah,
I
so,
get it.
you know.
Like I said,
And let's say I wanted to put a new bowling alley, and that person wanted to put another Starbucks. They're gonna give it to them. You know.
because it's already, it's known to be running, right?
Yeah. And so, to a degree, I do feel like it's not up to Watsonville, but it also is up to them. You know, because they could get sued. You know, it's like, I have the money now. Why don't you let me come in? You know, but that's a whole nother beast right there. You know,
Damn.
politics.
Come on, Watsonville.
All I want, all I'm saying is that I would love to see, like you're right, a gathering, a place for young people to gather.
Yeah, we can't go to Pina Lake.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we can.
But
Can't fish.
can't fish.
Catch and release. Can't swim.
Dude, I love the bowling alley. We need to bring back
I'm-
something needs to happen where a
telling you.
bowling alley needs to come back to Watsonville.
Mini golf.
Mini golf, arcade.
Bike trail.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just
Yeah.
one day I'll hit the lottery, or you'll hit the
Yeah.
lottery and just open up something.
Show him the face, right? Show him the money.
But that's the only thing that sucks about. There's a few things that are kind of suck sometimes, but I guess that's one of them where we have to travel for entertainment. You know, people in Watsonville, we have to go to Santa Cruz, you have to go to Monterey, you have to go to Salinas, go over the hill for entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, we have a movie theater. Don't get me wrong, it's great. But as far as that, anything else goes, you know. And then the city does put on some stuff for entertainment here and there. What is one of your favorite things to do here in town as far as like entertainment?
There's a lot of things to watch. There's a lot of things to see. I like to take the kids hiking. I take them to the beach, the dunes. You know, bike path that we go to. I like to go to Gistic Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of things that
Yeah.
we can do in Watsonville.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that you have two kids, or I mentioned that you have two kids, but
Yes. A
What-
4 and a 6-year-old.
a 4 and a 6-year-old. What are you trying? Is there a lot to do for them here?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, there is. Thanks to the city of Watsonville,
Uh-huh.
when they provide free things for them. Because
Yeah.
if I can get free in, dude,
Yeah.
entertainment for the kids, let's do it.
Yeah. Up to what point do you think there's something to do for the age? Like, what age group? Up to what point do you think, like, all right, they could enjoy themselves with these free things, and after that, it's like, okay, now I got to start traveling out.
My kid's turning 7. He wants to do Legoland, so I'm taking him to the Lego exhibit, and I'm gonna tell him that's Legoland. So, yeah, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than the park and fishing, because taking him fishing there.
Yeah.
So
Do you still remember when were you ever able to swim at Pinnacle Lake? Do
No.
you remember that?
I learned in high school when I learned how to swim. That's because I saw the kids jumping off the board, and I'm like, I want to do that. And so I self-taught. Learn.
But did you ever go swimming in Pinnacle Lake?
Absolutely not.
No.
My feet can't touch the ground, dude. I ain't jumping in.
But what I'm trying to say, do you remember a time where you could still swim? In
Oh,
Pinnacle Lake?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, swim. The kids would swim there. I would go on a boat over here in Marmos. I don't know if you remember that one.
No,
Marmos, dude. It was a boat rental.
Oh,
over
okay.
here. Yeah, by a Mesty. We would get the boats and just bowl around Pina Lake. But to swim, I've never was encouraged to swim just because couldn't touch the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I like I said, I remember stories of people telling me, "Oh, dude, swimming in Pinot Lake, swimming in the levee, like that's like unheard of for me." Like in the sense that like, dude, I can't fathom that because I don't. You see it now. It's like, how can you have
Dude,
swam there?
my neighbor still swims at Pinot Lake.
Really?
Yeah, he
No.
every morning he goes in there. He's already retired, though, so like, what is he gonna do? The worst thing he can do is probably tumor or cancer, but he's still
What?
kicking it.
No way,
Yeah,
dude. Like
comes out glowing and everything.
that's gross. Dang.
He's still fine. He's cool.
I guess. That's crazy. I would have loved to. Well, I think for a little bit there's a little time in my life where I still remember swimming.
Why not, buddy? Just go jump in right now.
I don't
You're not gonna
know.
have any kids either way.
Nah,
What's the worst that can happen?
I can't grow like a third eye.
Or you might be that anomaly that will cure Pinot Lake.
I'm all it takes. Take the swim, come out. Do you think I'll have a superpowers? A toxic Avenger? Oh, dang! It's freaking good times. Yeah, dude. So,
How's your movie cove coming?
oh yes, oh, movie club. Yes. So this is a guy. Like I said, this is who, movie club who inspired movie club.
I did one.
He did
Did the first one.
did the first one. I think he did another one, but after that, he dropped out.
Dude,
But
I got kids.
yeah.
The timing wasn't, what didn't align with my kids.
So I mean, you could say that you're a founder. You're the founder, one of the founders.
I'll give you the credit, buddy.
Give me
Every
the credit.
morning, just driving to work, talking about a show or a movie that we saw.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is awesome, dude!
So,
Did you see?
so
Right?
we talk like almost every day.
He's my coffee in the morning,
Yeah.
just so we're clear.
Yeah. So he needs me to get going. You know, and we're always talking about movies and all that, and he just said it one time like, dude, like, why don't we just start? How did that conversation go?
You know how they have book clubs?
Yeah.
Dude, why don't they have one for movies?
There you go. That's
they're like,
literally
dude,
what just happened.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let's
And
do
so I'm like, all right, let me find some people.
Mhm.
And
We went into the Avengers first.
yeah, so what happened was that we're like, what do we see? And he's like, dude, we'll just go through. He's all like, just go through all the Marvel movies, right? And so we watched all the Marvel movies in chronological order,
Mhm.
and we're still doing that. And so how it works is that we started with uh, Captain America. So we went by year, right? In chronological order of by year, in the time frame of the movies. And so, because we saw them coming out, right? But like, just watch it the other way around.
Mhm.
And we started watching, and then after every Avengers movie, we started to just watch like a regular movie, right? Just
Yeah.
to kind of give us, not to give us that fatigue, that Marvel fatigue. And so we'd watch all the way to Avengers 1, then the next week we'd watch a different movie. And we'd meet every week.
Memento.
Yeah. Oh, we just saw that. Yeah, people were tripping out. It was a trip out movie.
Dude, old movies, man.
Mm-hmm. And so and then after the Marvel movies, we're like, dude, what do we do? It's like, dude, we just keep on going. We just keep on watching movies,
Yeah.
and we watch every time a new Marvel movie comes out. That becomes the movie for the week.
You would go with to the movie theaters, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
now after we had seen everything, every new Marvel movie that came out, we would go get together, the movie club and all, and go watch it in person.
Keeping it local.
Yeah, local. And so, and then we talk about it, and we just finished watching. I think the last movie that came out was The Marvels, and then we went to go watch it. And then the next one, you should come. We're gonna go watch Deadpool 3.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So that comes out later on this summer. And
It's rated
so
R, right?
it's rated R.
Yeah, you think I could take my kids?
Like, all right, son, you're gonna hear some words that
Dude, my kid hears my kids hear a lot of words, not by me, but by my beautiful sisters and brothers.
Yeah. So and it's what is it? 3 years strong. Movie club is 3 years. Started in 2011. No, 2021.
COVID.
21, 22. Yeah, since COVID. And so we've been just pushing along. We meet every week. You know, we have a wheel now.
A
So
wheel? Oh, snaps!
so I have this app, and we put
What are
all
we
our
gonna
names
watch?
on, and then at first it started where we had everyone's name and I spin the wheel, and then if you picked a movie, if it was your turn, you pick a movie, right? But then we just started doing categories, and so we go to different categories like drama. Um, I wanted to do musicals, but they didn't want me to do musicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what the heck? And so, and then we started another wheel where we just put a bunch of categories. And so the first wheel, if you got picked, then we spin the second wheel, whatever category it landed on. And we have we have a buddy on there who he doesn't, not that he doesn't watch a lot of movies, but he's a lot of movies that he hasn't seen. So one of the categories is uh, one of the movies that Gino hasn't seen. So Gino is a buddy of mine that's in the movie club. Shout out to Gino, and he knows him too. So yeah, it's funny. It's a good time. We meet once a week.
Nice.
So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how long it's gonna go. I mean, 3 years, and I've added some people. Some people have left. You know,
Keep going. Keep going.
yeah, dude, it might just
Keep
become a
going.
thing.
Yeah.
I had
It is a thing.
it
3
is
years.
3 years. Yeah, you're right. I
It is
think
a thing.
yeah. Um, we've been like talking about what the name should be.
Yeah. Sounds like that needs to go on a podcast.
It is gonna go to a podcast.
Yee.
We're gonna get. Like I said, I said to Matt, my producer, that we're gonna get them all on. Here there's a conference room here. We're established that, and better equipment, more mics. Eventually. You know, but we're trying to come up with a name because I'm like, well, movie club, dude. This is movie club. It's like, nah, it's gotta come. It has to have a special name to it. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, off the top of my head, it's right there.
El local movie club? Nah.
No, El Movies.
El movies. Los movies.
Los Wookiees.
Los
Cálmate.
los movies. So I don't know. I want to create shirts and all that, but yeah, I'm a film guy.
Do it.
One of the movies that I really, really wanted to watch for the longest time was Armageddon. And it's one of my favorite movies, and I finally one of the categories was Bruce Willis films.
Mm.
Yeah. And so when it finally came up to me, I'm like, dude, we're watching Armageddon. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
So what's your
Liv
favorite
Tyler.
what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Shit. Dude, that. I like watching. Dude, I can't think about it right now. I'm drawing a blank, but it'll come up. It'll come up right now. It's the guy movie. ¿Cómo se llama? Snatch.
Snatch.
Mm-hmm.
Taken?
Mm-mm.
Snatch. What movie is that?
Come on, dude. Guy Fieri. No, not Guy Fieri. Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie.
Snatch.
Yeah. Brad Pitt.
I don't think I've seen it.
Movie club it.
I know.
It's good, dude. You won't disappoint.
I think we should have a category. I'm gonna add it to the wheel. It says
You just like making wheels.
Cruz picks.
Jesus.
So every time it lands on it, I want to text you. You need to pick a movie. I'm gonna do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
who do you? think so far of this El Local?
I dig it.
Yeah.
I like it. You've been talking about it for a while. Good thing you're doing it now. Proud of you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
awesome. It's awesome. Thank you for having me here for sure. I like it. You know,
Yeah. Um, before we end it, I do want to say, I do want you to explain your name. So, like I said, uh, his name is Cruz, which is his last name that he goes by. Everyone knows him as Cruz.
uh-huh.
When I first met him, what did you say? He said Atalo, right?
Uh-huh.
And so this entire time, I'm like, oh, Atalo, Atalo, but we call him Cruz. And then one day he's all like, oh, yeah, my name is Jay.
You want me to explain that to you?
And the reason why, because in emails, right, when we get like, we're attached to things, it's like, Jay. Who's Jay? Jay Cruz? Like, was there something I don't know?
And that just came out because of the COVID.
Yeah.
Whenever my name popped up, it was just Jay. Who's Jay?
Yeah.
So, my dad, I'm a junior, so my dad is named Atalo Cruz, right? So, I don't know who and what, but when they put my name there, they were supposed to put JR for junior,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't do the R. So it was just J dot Atalo Cruz Regalado.
Mm-hmm.
And
See,
so,
I didn't even I didn't even know that.
yeah, that's my dude. My whole name has every letter in the alphabet. Just to be clear. Yeah. So, yeah, I've never used J as my first name. I've always gone by Atalo all through school, and I just started using J when I go do tournaments and when I would do Magic the Gathering
Mm-hmm.
or D&D.
Yeah.
I would do J because that's easy to remember,
Yeah.
and they just like, oh, J, and bam. So J Cruz, that's my legal name for work, and I love it so much that no one can find me at work. So if they're trying to find me, they're always like Atalu, and then Cruz, and then to top it off, my picture is me as a fifth grader. So they see the picture and they're like, that's not him. So they don't send the email because it's a picture of a kid, not like.
Yeah. Yeah. Now
So
you
I get away with the.
you're giving everyone your secret, but like it's not JAY. It's just literally
Nope,
a
not
J.
JAY, just a simple J.
Yeah.
J Atalo Cruz.
Yeah. Dang. So yeah, it's something. Same thing with me. My full name, my middle name is just T.
See?
Just T. And the reason why is because my mom's maiden name was Torres. Toorres. And I guess when I was born, she wrote down, my information. She put my first name, my last name, and in the middle name, she just put T. Thinking, I don't know what she was thinking. She thought that, oh, just T. They'll fill in the rest. No. And so my birth certificate, Heriberto T. Gonzalez.
Mr. T.
Mr. T. HTG. I like my initials. HTG. So,
Go. And
yeah.
my initial spells Jack,
Jack.
just so we're clear. So I would use that too.
Yeah. Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
JC.
So, well, Cruz, thanks for stopping by, and maybe this is not the first. This is the first of many.
Of course.
We'll
Count me in.
Come back in and
Count me in.
have conversations about other topics and stuff in Watsonville and everything. But
Yeah. Of course. I dig it. I
Dig
really
it.
love this is what you're doing here. Keeping it local. El
Mhm.
local. That's
Oh, yeah.
right. Instead of Starbucks next time, bring me something local.
I was in a hurry, I brought him some coffee in the morning. And so, yeah, you're right. I was just in a hurry.
I mean, the craft is next to you where you live.
Oh, yeah.
The Honey Lux.
Some local coffee shops.
I'm just saying.
Let's do it. So,
Hey, wait a minute. I still got questions.
Oh, you still got questions?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well, dude, what's your favorite local breakfast place?
Okay, so we're not done yet. All right.
Done. Dude, what? You're done already? You gonna kick me out
Oh,
already?
well, I know you're on the time crunch. You have kids,
I am.
So,
Got 10 minutes. I can still give you.
gosh, where's my favorite breakfast spot in town? Things have changed, right? Um,
Cadillac Cafe, baby.
I used to work for Cadillac Cafe.
Yeah.
I
I dig it.
I was a dishwasher at Cadillac Cafe. It was my first job. High school buddy of mine, dad owned it, and I was working there, here and there, and then I worked there a little bit in college. And so, my favorite breakfast spot, man, it's changed over the years, but for sure, the farmhouse.
What do you get there?
Steak and eggs, simple, stirred steak and eggs. Sometimes I get the potato plate, where it's like potatoes, cheese, bacon, sausage.
Mhm. What do you judge it by?
I guess the quality of the food and the ambiance, the service. Um, there's some place. Well, I'm maybe a little bit biased because, I know people that work there. But even then, it's still good service, good customer service. The food is good. You get exactly what you expect. And it's consistent. I guess I think that's what it is. It's the consistency. Because I've gone to other places, and they're not always consistent. One of my other go-tos is Beach Street,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great, but it's changed over the years, and it's
course.
not consistent.
Of course.
And so, what about you?
Cadillac.
Kind of
But I judge every breakfast place that I go. I judge it by the hollandaise sauce
mm,
and their gravy.
that's true.
If it's
Gravy.
a good gravy, especially if it's a hollandaise sauce, if it's
Yeah.
a good hollandaise sauce, expect me to go there a lot more. I know all the fatty foods, right?
Yeah. I've been to. Well, you know what? The country fried steak.
Mhm.
That's another one.
Mhm.
I went to this spot in Modesto.
It's not local, dude.
I know it's not local, but um, I kind of judge it by that. And there's not too many places out here that I don't know. I know it's not local, but
Shout out to Modesto.
no. But yeah, country fried steak is one of them.
Yeah, see? You know what's up?
Man, what's your favorite? What is one of your favorite local restaurants?
Local restaurants. You got the staples. You got Golden China. It all depends on what you're feeling like, But El Real Colima, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I dig that place.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, do you think we need more variety in town?
I think we have variety.
You think so?
I think so.
I feel like we need a little bit more.
What more do you want? Cantonese food?
No, but let's see.
What are you missing here in Watsonville?
I think I kind of base it too on the population. So in Watsonville, there is huge population of Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
I would love.
Isn't there one in Prundle? It's not Santa Cruz, but it's like a neighbor.
No, yeah, it's still
You're already going to
831.
Modesto.
No, I'm not that I know of. It'd be cool if one of my Filipino folk open up a restaurant.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Because there's just a new place that just opened up that, it's all right. I did go there, but it's the same thing, right? I could get beans and rice at home.
Mm-hmm.
When I go out, I want to experience or taste something different.
Yeah. Beans and rice. Yeah. You can also make an omelet at home too.
That's true.
But we still go out for breakfast.
This is true.
So it all depends on the hand, dude.
Yeah.
If it's the food's made with love, dude,
That's true.
you go in over and over again. Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why I go to the farmhouse a lot.
That's food's made with love.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Dig it.
That's why we are the way we are.
I know. We love to eat. Where's your favorite place to get tacos?
My mom's. But if not going there, then place to get tacos. I go to Taqueria Santa Cruz to get tacos
Mm-hmm.
because it's easier, quick and easy.
Yeah.
But I just hit up the taco trucks.
Yeah.
I go to El Volcan.
There's that little red tents on Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I
That
go
that
there.
one's good too.
Yeah. I just recently tried the one next to in front of Wendy's on Freedom. It's a little truck.
Okay.
So I went there the other day and not bad. Actually better than what I expected.
See, those places I judge it by the nachos. Like
Mm.
like food places, if they
Yeah.
have nachos, dude, I judge it by the nachos. Nachos have to be popping
Yeah.
for me. If it ain't, then I'll go there, but I won't enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm hoping to eventually dig into the food uh aspect part of it, with people. And hopefully they could bring a little something to share. I'll hit you up. I'm telling you. This guy might actually be my food guy, my food vlogger.
Oh my god,
I
no,
don't know.
absolutely not. I'm not gonna be able to handle it.
Yeah, so
Nah, the thing is that you like to eat at past 6. I stopped eating at 6.
this is true.
That's
Hey,
why we couldn't do the food blogs.
hey, I exercise, so I need to refuel.
See, that's good.
So
Good.
um, what? Speaking of exercise, and like I said before in my first video, I wanted to explore local kind of spaces to like hike and all that. You know, what are some places that you recommend to go hiking? I mean, we obviously know Mama Donna, underrated. I feel nice scene, obviously, but like any other hidden spots that you might know.
Well, I'll tell you that not on the show because they still hidden, right?
This is true. This is true.
Stay away.
Yeah. So
But if I do go to hikings, I go to Monterey.
Yeah.
To do some hikings over there.
Monterey. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, what is it called? Jack's Peak.
No.
No. Okay, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not hidden. It's just hard to find.
See? You have to go in through people's backyards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potentially get shot. I got 2 kids, so you cannot, trip one of them so that get him. But I only got like 10 seconds. Okay. After that, I'm gonna be huffing and puffing.
Right. 10-second sprint. Yeah.
All right, Eddie. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Yes, he is on a time crunch
You are amazing.
because
Catechism.
catechism. Thank you, Vanessa, if you're hearing this and watching this, for sparing your husband for a few hours to come speak with me. And so I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see where I can bring you on again.
On the Eddie's casting couch.
This is
El local, bro.
one of the things that I'm trying real hard because I want to make this obviously a family friendly show, but I can't. I'm not gonna withhold someone from being themselves, So was it the first episode I had to put explicit because my cousin said a word, and it's a small word, but still like you still have to put those things up there, because if not,
Parent advisory.
they'll flag you. I just said ass.
Yeah.
There you go. I gotta put it on there now. A
kid could have watched this until you said that.
Yeah.
God.
Well, I think it's
How to ruin it.
I think it's the hour and 30-minute mark, so you can just block it from there. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, so thank you. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Keep on a lookout on what's to come. If you haven't already, follow me on edlocal831 on Instagram, as well as at edlocal831 on YouTube. Spotify. I'm up there. I'm learning some stuff, as I go, and there's some nicks and all that I'm still working on. So see y'all later. God bless.
Peace out.
Peace out.